The show, and I think maybe for the first time to Radio 1, Tom Holland.
It is my first time.
And Zendaya, first time on Radio 1.
I think so.
Well, welcome. How are you both?
Thank you.
Yeah, really well.
Okay.
Really, really well.
So it's your Radio 1 debut, Tom.
Yes.
As a Brit, of course, you should be listening to radio. Do you listen to Radio 1?
I do listen to Radio 1 very much. It's my chosen station.
Now, if you were on a different radio station, would you have the same answer to that?
I just wouldn't answer the question.
Anyway, well, welcome to Radio 1. We've got a load to talk about. Zendaya, people will know you from, I suppose, back in the day, the Disney Channel. Shake It Up will be huge with a load of people that listen to Radio 1. And we'll talk, obviously, about Spider-Man in a second and your role in that, Zendaya. But, Tom, so back in the day, you were Billy Elliot on the West End. You did a film called The Impossible, which is Naomi Watts, and you did Wolf Hall, of course. But this, you are now Spider-Man. Does that blow your mind?
It does. It blows my mind every day. It's the job that keeps giving, you know. It's never really ceased to amaze me. Every single day there's something new, something exciting. It's definitely beat me up a little bit. Like, I'm super tired and I could do with a 20-day nap. But no, I've had the time of my life so far.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, I've seen interviews with you and you've said that genuinely you always wanted to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, 100%. I always wanted to be in a Marvel movie and I always wanted to play a superhero, but I never imagined that I would be playing Spider-Man in a Marvel movie, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that that has come true is crazy to me. Like, I genuinely can't believe it. And I think if I never got the part of Spider-Man, I probably would have made my own one myself, you know, just in my room. And, yeah, so I always wanted to be Spider-Man.
Okay, Zendaya, let's talk about your character. So, Michelle is your character.
Yeah.
And she's pretty dry. She's pretty sassy.
Yeah.
She's kind of awkward.
Yes.
So...
Well, there you go.
Just like Zendaya.
You summed it up.
I'm joking.
No, it's very true.
But a fun character to play, because she sort of keeps Peter in his place a little bit.
She keeps everybody in their place. I think that's like what she does. She comes in and insults people, and but here the thing is I think that she's so smart and she's so like in her own world sometimes and genuinely thinking like 3,000 steps ahead of everybody that it makes her come off strange. Like she doesn't know how to have like normal social interactions with people her own age, which I can agree with. I feel like I have that sometimes. I feel like it's very hard for me to make friends my own age because I'm just an old lady.
There must be elements, though, when you first walked onto set, and obviously you were in Captain America, the last one, but then this is your own sort of movie now, Tom. But there must be elements of, you are the new kids in this whole thing, and you've got people like Robert Downey Jr. who must... I mean, what is he like? Is he just swan onto set the first day? What was the moment you first met him like?
Well, the moment I first met him was... I'm very grateful for, because I met him and completely fanboyed, right?
As you should, right?
No, but then realised, I was like, wow, you don't look the same in person. There's something odd about meeting you in person. And then he actually walked in the room and I realised I'd been talking to his stunt double. So I got the sort of like awkward fanboy phase out the way before I actually met him. But Robert is a champion. He's like the nicest guy. He's so down to earth. I consider him to sort of be at the top of his game, you know?
Yeah. But he has been for years.
For years and years and years. And he's respectful, he's early, he says hello to everyone before work. So if I ever make it to his level, I should act accordingly and do what he does.
Zendaya, do you have a Robert Downey Jr.? Who are your sort of idols?
I mean, there's a few. Beyonce. I acted like an idiot when I first met her. I just couldn't look at her in the eye. I couldn't. Like, she was talking to me, and I just like look away. And then as soon as she looked away, I looked at her. And then she looked back at me, and I look away. And it was just a very strange interaction. My dad was like, "What? You screwed that up." And I was like, "I know." And then my hairstylist happened to be her hairstylist on the set of her video.
Whoa! You share a hairstylist with Beyonce?
Yes, I know. She was doing my hair. And I was like, please tell her, like, when you see her later today, like, please tell her I'm not weird. Because, like, I messed that up. And that was my first interaction with Beyonce.
Do you know what weird people say? I'm not weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Do you know what's cool, though, that you have the same situation, is that when Blue starts watching Disney Channel, she'll be like, Mommy, can Zendaya come over to meet me?
Cool part.
That's what I want to happen with the royals. I want the little princes and princess to be like, oh, I want to meet Spider-Man. I'll be like, yeah.
This is it, but they will grow up with you in this Spider-Man film. So one day that you will meet them, and they'll...
I hope so. I'll go over for tea.
You've got to take the suit with you wherever you go in case it happens. And what did you make of Tom's American accent, Zendaya?
Half the time it's amazing, and then there's like there's like parts of the day where I'm like, That was extremely British.
Okay.
It's because I'll say things like...
Or he overdoes it and he gets Southern.
Yeah, I go Southern. But we did shoot the movie in Atlanta, so I'm surrounded by Southerners.
Let's go. Oh my, what in the...
The one word I couldn't say ever was Spider-Man. I genuinely... I'm like, Spider-Man. And they're like, you're not from the South, so every time I say Spider-Man in the movie, we had to redub it in a studio because I'm like, hey man, what's up? Oh, I'm Spider-Man. And they're like, what are you doing, man?
Okay, so where is he supposed to be from? Where was the accent from? Where?
He's Queens, New York.
Yeah, but so what's Spider-Man in Queens?
Don't ask me to do that.
Come on, do it.
I can't say it. I genuinely can't say it without saying Spider-Man. Like, I can't...
Yeah, Spider-Man!
Exactly. No, I can't get it out properly.
Okay, well, stay there, Spider-Man, and we'll play Martin Solveig, stars of the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland and Zendaya. Now, on this show, we do a thing called Rage Against the Answer Machine, which is where...
I love this.
So you've heard this before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Zendaya for your benefit.
Okay.
This is where people call in with things that annoy them. And I thought you two would be perfect for this sort of thing, because I've seen your Twitter exchanges and how, you know, there was a thing a couple of days ago where people were like, oh my God, they're so cute, they're dating. And you two just threw it down. All right, here's some examples of some rages that got sent into the show. How about this one?
Wanted to do this.
Here we go.
Right, Greg, I'm not very happy. You get these times where you get invited round someone's house for a family meal and people say, bring a plate, or can you bring dessert? No. Don't invite me round your house for dinner, and then I've got to bring dinner. And this really grinds my gears, Greg. I'm not taking any chicken, and I'm not taking any pavlova, and I'm not taking any paella or cauliflower cheese. So,
I'm sort of with that guy.
I'm sort of with it too. You know, bring a nice bottle of wine, bring some flowers, you know, but you don't have to bring pudding.
Well, if it's like a...
but you obviously differ on this.
If it's like a, you know, if you're doing like, you know, you're like a potluck, I don't know if you guys do that, but it's like you bring like
a spread. You
bring something, everybody brings something, and that's how you eat. Everybody brings something different.
Yeah, that's different. But if I invited you to my house for dinner,
well,
you know,
but if you specifically are like, okay, I'm gonna make dinner, bring food, that's weird.
Yeah, I think that's what he's complaining
about. We're all bringing food.
Yeah, but I think that happens quite a lot where people are like, "Oh, come around mine for dinner. You do the starters."
Yeah.
No. You're going to do dinner. You do dinner.
It's never happened to me because everybody knows I don't cook, so.
Do you not?
I'll bring water.
She really doesn't cook.
Bring water.
Beverages.
I brought water for everybody. It's important to stay hydrated.
Exactly. How
about this one? You fly a lot, obviously, for work, so...
Right. You know what really gets on my muffins? I was coming home off from holiday, right? Great holiday, enjoyable, all the way from America. But then, the worst thing in the world possibly happened. Coming into land, and we land. And then people started to clap. You don't clap the bus driver if he drops you off.
Where do you stand on clapping the pilot when he successfully lands the plane?
I've never heard people clap before.
It's a very European thing. It happens a lot in Europe.
Really?
I tell you what bugs me so much
is when... it's different between being a bus driver and driving on the street and driving in air.
Pilots don't do anything, they just click land. That stuff lands itself.
Okay, maybe, like, I could see in America if there's, like, heavy turbulence, right?
Yeah.
Things got a little scary on board, and then you had a nice, smooth landing. You'd be like, okay, cool, I get that. But we don't get, like... I've never had that before.
I've had it a couple times. The thing that really gets on my nerves is when the air hostess decides to be a comedian and do a whole stand-up skit at the beginning of the flight. I'm like, love, I'm just trying to watch a movie. Stop talking.
Love that.
Because it turns off the movie as you're listening.
Yeah, but they're
and she's like,
really funny.
Look after you. Put your mask on the kid. Choose your favorite kid. Like, just play the movie, please.
Funny. I can't stand people in the lines. Security lines with too much stuff. Ugh. Water in their bag. They don't take their liquids out. Or they're barefoot. I can't do it. You cannot be barefoot at the airport. That's disgusting.
You must have plain clothing though. You must have certain things that you wear.
Yeah, it's like sweatpants.
Pajamas?
Do you wear it to the airport or do you change when you're on board?
No, I wear it to the airport.
Yeah.
I wear like sweatpants.
To and from, you know?
And then slide on shoes. You never wear shoes. You gotta take your time.
I wear boots.
Slide on shoes.
You're supposed to wear boots.
That's annoying.
What happens if you crash on a desert island? You don't want to have slides on.
I think your footwear choice...
shoes in your bag.
I think that would be the least of your worries.
You're not going to find your bag if you crash on a... Have you seen Lost?
But are you...
Well, I've got to say, I could do these rages with you all day.
We clearly don't agree on anything.
It's a
We
great...
should never get on an aeroplane
Ever.
together.
It's a really brilliant insight into both of your minds.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I can't believe you like it when they tell those are jokes.
Yes, at least they're trying.
What about on... You must get annoyed on trains as well, then. Because there's a particular route in the UK where the guy absolutely loves doing the announcements.
Yeah.
He thinks he's on a plane. He's
Yeah.
like, and the emergency exits are in Country Sheaves, and they go, and the buffet's open now. We have a selection of chocolate bars. You know, we have Mars bars, we have Snickers,
Yeah.
we have flakes. They go through everything. We get it. We know what's in the buffet.
I agree with that. That's annoying. Overdoing it. But being funny, I think that's nice. It's a nice little twist.
I gotta say, I love a good train journey though. When we did Wolf Hall, we were all over England and we had to take the train everywhere, and I love a good train journey.
I think that we have lots of people who work in the air listening to the show, and if they spot you on the next flight, they're going to get you up to do the announcement.
I know. I've just opened up a can of worms.
Oh, come on then, Spider-Man, let's do the announcement, shall we?
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen, I hope.
Yeah, I hope.
Please make it happen.
Okay.
Okay, Tom and Zendaya, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you very much for raging as well. Spider-Man Homecoming is out right now.
Check it out, guys. It's going to be fun.